I'm Max Lopez. This is a Blue Wave. Donald Trump seemingly cannot stop himself from lying about FEMA disaster relief aid for Hurricane Helene victims. And it really boils down to one thing. It's that ever since Trump came to power in 2016, it seems to be a reality that every single accusation that the right levies against Democrats and the left is an admission of guilt in one way or another. And we have some more prime evidence of it here in what Donald Trump continues to lie about in terms of Hurricane Helene victims being shafted and money not going to them, which is patently not true. And Abby Phillips of CNN pushes back on these lies live in a very interesting way. So we're going to look at that clip. But before we do, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with someone who's into politics. It helps YouTube take my channel more seriously and spread it to more and more people. So let's go ahead and hop into the clip here.
Storms, lies, and videotape.
This state needs a lot of help, and he's making
lies and videotape. The former president has an election to win in just about a month, and with 31 days until America votes, it's pretty clear that he is willing to break the rules and the truth to do it. The latest episode, his plainly false insistence that the Biden administration is starving people stuck and struck by this storm. Hurricane Helene, they are in desperate need of resources, and here is what Trump is saying about it.
People are dying in North Carolina. They're dying all over those 5, 6 states. They're dying, and they're getting no help from our federal government because they have no money, because their money's been spent on people that should not be in our country. They stole the FEMA money just like they stole it from a bank.
It's been a terrible response from the White House. They're missing $1 billion that was used for another purpose, and nobody's seen anything like that. You have illegal, you have the migrants, you're reading about it. Now, a lot of the money that was supposed to go to Georgia and supposed to go to North Carolina and all of the others is going and has gone already. It's been gone for people that came into the country illegally.
They're missing $1 billion that they gave to migrants coming into our country.
If you can believe it, none of that is true. That was a lot of lies in a few seconds. Why does Donald Trump continue to insist on politicizing a storm that is actively still occurring? People are still in need of help, and lying about it so consistently.
Abby, I don't see him politicizing this storm. He is down there showing that he's the leader.
But he's claiming that Biden is withholding aid because these people are, I guess, presumptively Republicans. That's just patently false.
I think President Trump is down there making a very big point and raising the flag of this state needs a lot of help. And he's making a point. The one thing that you can't accuse of him not being is a leader. And during these storms, Abby,
I mean, Lieutenant Governor, with all due respect, he is lying. He is lying.
I don't see him as not being consistent with the facts,
okay.
Abby.
Trump
he wants to make sure that
Trump
every penny that goes to the people of North Carolina.
Here's the great irony. Hang on a second. Here's the great irony of the situation. Trump is saying that FEMA right now is taking money that was supposed to go to disaster relief and using it for migrants. That is not true. Mm-hmm. But here's what Trump did. This is the headline from the Washington Post. Biden didn't take FEMA relief money to use on migrants. Trump did. Mm-hmm. In 2019, the Trump administration, in the middle of a hurricane, told Congress that it was taking $271 million from the DHS programs, including $155 million from disaster relief to pay for immigration detention space. He did that.
Trump quite literally did in 2019 exactly what he's accusing Biden of doing currently. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Every accusation is an admission of guilt and is some sort of misdirection and another lie on top of a lie. And this is Trump's strategy of, his fire hose of falsehoods that he blasts the American people with on a daily basis. So much so that you can't even keep up with how much he's lying, because as soon as you start to unpack one lie, he's throwing another one at you. And we know that Hurricane Helene victims in North Carolina are receiving all of the aid, and there's no money that is being diverted that should be going to them that's going elsewhere. The governor of North Carolina has said so themselves. And we also know that Trump and his administration added $2 trillion to the deficit during his time, more than any other president in the history of the country, also while having the worst jobs record in a very, very long time in this country. And that was due to a major lack of leadership that he showed during his administration. So when this guy on CNN's wanting to talk about, oh, well, Trump's doing this and Trump's doing that, and the reason that people in North Carolina, Hurricane Helene victims, aren't getting the funding is because the Biden administration has spent all the money on migrants, and that trying to paint the Biden administration as being, fiscally irresponsible. No, it was the Trump administration that was actually so fiscally irresponsible that they added $2 trillion to the deficit. You can't make this stuff up. Literally, Biden being accused for something that Trump verifiably did. And, the lies about the disaster relief are going to continue. It's not surprising, but it's just something that's, I think, should be called out, because it's so verifiably false what Trump is saying about the disaster relief. It's available, it's there, right? Like it's going to the right people, it's going to the places that it needs to go. And this guy on CNN claiming that Trump is showing leadership by, spreading bullcrap lies about the disaster relief. I don't think that that's necessarily right. I don't think that that's leadership to lie about what is actually occurring, and to say that he's not politicizing the issue when quite literally he exactly is politicizing it by making up false claims about the current administration's response to the disaster, because he's trying to win the election and paint the administration in bad of a light as possible. This is just prime example here of how Donald Trump is incapable of putting the country and the needs of other people before himself, his own selfish needs and his own quest for power in this country will always supersede the needs of other people, and will always supersede the needs of the country. And politicizing an issue when people, as Abby Phillips called out, are still in dire need, still in very dire situations. It's an awful situation, what's happening there. Instead of doing whatever he can to raise funds or to make sure, to help the Biden administration, make everything go as smooth as possible. What an idea, right? Why doesn't Trump say, hey, Biden administration, I know we have a lot of political differences, and I know I've been pretty harsh to you in the past, but if there's anything that I can do, if there's anything that the Donald Trump organization or family can do to help the government speed along recovery efforts, or here's a big donation that it's going to be signed by Donald Trump himself to Hurricane Helene disaster victims, why doesn't he do that? Why doesn't he offer his resources to help anyone in the situation if he so deeply cares about these people and is not just using this absolute tragedy to bolster himself up a few points in the polls, because he's looking to be reelected. Because if he's not reelected, he's going to go and spend an awful amount of time in jail, probably. At the very least, is going to be spending a lot of money on lawyers and a lot of time in courtrooms if he isn't reelected. So to me, you know, it's what Trump cares about is keeping his ass out of prison and staying above that whole process and being held liable by the law. And he sees winning re-election as his best chance at doing that. So yeah, he's totally politicizing this issue. And it's good that Abby Phillips called it out, that response from this Trump lackey on CNN is totally inadequate, because he is very clearly doing the things that Abby Phillips is accusing him of doing here. So that's all I've got for you guys in this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with someone who's into politics, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.